Welcome to today's lesson. We shall be learning about clefs. What are clefs? In music, there are symbols that are used to denote a variety of functions. We shall be learning about clefs that are symbols that are used in music to denote the range of the voice. So what is a clef? I've told you it's a symbol. And what is the role of the symbol? It is to denote the voice range. Today I'll introduce you to 3 clefs. This first clef here is called the G clef. The first clef here is called the G clef, or the treble clef. It is used for voices with high registers. That is, the ones that pitch is very high. The second one is called the F clef. The F clef, this one. It is used for voices with lower range. It is also called the bass clef. G clef and F clef are the commonly used clefs when it comes to writing music in the recent period of music. But there is another clef that is used for several voices. That is, it is used to write music for several voices. It is called C clef, and this is the symbol of C clef. It is also called the alto clef. It is normally used for middle range voices. The middle range voices could be alto, contralto, tenor, baritone, and also countertenor. It could be used for countertenor voice. This is how you draw the clefs on a staff. Remember, we said a staff is a set of 5 lines superimposed on each other. These are 5 lines. I help you to draw the clef. We start with the G clef. You start drawing from the second line from below. You cross the line, you bend, you cut the second line again, you touch the first line from below just slightly, you cut the second line from below for the third time, and then you rise higher, down, you cut the third line for the 4th time, and you cut the first line from below, forming a G structure. So this one we call it a G clef or a treble clef. So as I've already told you, the G clef or the treble clef is used for voices with a high register. And voices with high register include soprano, alto, and tenor. Others could include sopranino, and the lower could be contralto also. Though tenor, alto, contralto are middle range voices. I've said tenor, alto, and contralto, they are middle range voices. So we can use that other clef that we learned here, the C clef, for the voices. The second clef that we shall learn how to write on the staff is the F clef, and I help you to draw the F clef. You begin with the second line from above. You draw this way. You cut the second line from above again and go below. It looks like an F. And you put 2 dots above here, cutting the second line from above. This line is the one that makes the clef be called F clef. So this line is line F. It's called F clef, or the bass clef. As I had told you earlier, the bass clef is used for lower range voices. The lower range voices include bass, and for instrument it could be double bass. That is a very low range, but remember, the higher notes on this clef could be used for a middle range voice like tenor and baritone. It could be used for tenor. We go to the third clef. I'll introduce you to C clef. The C clef, we said, it is used for the middle range voices, and I help you to draw the C clef. You start drawing from the second line from above. You go this way, down, then again you cut the middle line once, and then draw your C again. So you start from here, you go down, cut the middle line, and then this way. Meaning this line is the middle C. The middle C is this line below G clef. This is the middle C, as you can see. Or this C above the F clef. It is the same C, this one. It's called the middle C. As I told you, this is called C clef, or the alto clef. For the mid-range voices. The mid-range voices range from alto, contralto, mezzo-soprano, tenor and countertenor, and also it could be baritone. So the C clef could be used for many voices, actually a wide range of voices, for human voice and also various instruments of music. I will help you to write notes on the staffs of these clefs, naming lines on various clefs. As I have introduced you earlier in the lesson, I have introduced you to the G clef, also known as the treble clef. I have introduced you to F clef, also known as the bass clef, and also I've introduced you to the C clef, also known as the alto clef. I would want now to guide you on how to name lines of the staff on these clefs. We start with the treble clef. The first line from below is E. This is line E. The second line is line G. Why is it line G? Because it subtends the second line 4 times. The first time, the second time, and the third time, and the fourth time here. 4 times. It cuts the second line G, the second line 4 times. So this is line G, this is line B, this is line D, and this is line F. We memorize it as every good boy deserves favor. The spaces also have letter names. The first space from below is F. The second space is A. The third space is C. And the fourth space is E. We memorize them as face. That is in treble clef. I hope that is well understood. We go to the second clef, the bass clef. We start naming them from below again. The lowest line is line G. The second line is line B. The third line is line D. The fourth line is line F. The fifth line is line A. We memorize them as good boys deserves favor always. The spaces also have letter names, and the first space is space A, space C, space E, and space G. We memorize them as all cows eat grass. I hope that is well understood. This is the bass clef. We go to the third clef, that is the middle range clef, alto clef. The lowest line, the first line from below, is line F. The second one is line A. The third line is line C. I told you this is line middle C. The fourth line is line E. The fifth line is line G. The spaces also have letter names. The first space is space G. The second space is space B. The third space is space D, and the other one is space F. And such, we memorize these lines as favor, all cows eat grass. The spaces also have letter names. The first space is space G, the second space B, the third space D, the fourth space F. And we memorize them as good boys deserves favor. And if we were to go upper, always. Let us learn to write notes on the staff of different clefs. We shall start with the treble clef. You write from below. The first line, we shall use the semi-brief. The first line, we write a semi-brief. Semi-brief. We continue writing. And in the former lesson, we had learned how to introduce a ledger line. So we can write on this page and introduce a ledger line above. But I would like you to know that these notes takes the letter names of the line or the space. So this is note E. This is note F. This is note G, and A and B and C, and subsequently the note takes the letter name of the line of the space. Let us write notes on the bass clef. We start from below. We use a semi-brief. The same way, the notes takes the names of the line of the space, meaning this is note G, note A, note B, note C, note D, note E, note F, note G, and subsequently the same trend continues. You know, we have musical notes up to G, and then it repeats itself to A, B, C, D, E, F, G. It recurs again, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And then again, we learn how to write notes on alto clef. We use a semi-brief again. Then we can write on this top space above. So this note here below of the first line is note F. This is note G. This is note A. This is note B. This is the note C, middle C. This is note D. This is note E. This is note F. And subsequently, the same trend continues. And that's, as I've already told you, is that notes starts from A to G and recurs A to G and recurs A to G. I hope you have learned something new today. Continue learning with the music tutor. I wish you good learning.